Hey guys, doing some more work on the bike, and figured I'd install this battery monitor that I got from JUNTEK. I'd like to thank them for sending it out. Obviously, I don't know if this was the channel that they saw me using the old one on or not, which I have here. I ended up making a review on my electronics channel, so I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see the review. This is basically just an install. A few things I've been going over. One is, this is what I used to have. I was housing this for this. You can see how big that is. Now their new one is like super thin. Actually, it's credit card thin. It's mostly box. They had to do that because of the RJ whatever. The telephone jacks are very wide. Other than that, they could have made this, well, almost credit card thin. If you open it up, you can actually pot this. It wouldn't take much to do it. So I'm going to end up doing that in another video, future video. It comes with a temperature gauge, so you can stick that in your hub motor, which is sweet. A 500 amp shunt, which is crazy. What I'm actually going to do is I'm not going to use that. This one here is also rated for 500 amp. And I'm not going to be using it right now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two screws out, remove it from the board, and basically put a mount, screw two mounts here, and basically line these up with these. So basically you can, this board here is potted, you can see, and that has all the electronics on it that measures the shunt. It's not going to know the difference if I put this one, well, this one on the same board. It'll cut down on the weight because I don't need something so big and chunky, but it is nice. Alright, what's really cool about it, telephone jack on the back. Doesn't take much to install. I've already been going over using my old camera holder, or cell phone holder. It's got a hole in the side, so I can basically just plug it in. Hopefully, because the way I mounted the other one, it was glued to the handlebars, which was a bit of a pain because you had to work on the bike, and if you had to turn the bike upside down and put it on its bars, you couldn't do that. So I figured this would be a better way. Plus, which I'll show you in a minute. I'll lock that down. So there you go. That'll set like that, which isn't so bad. Still moves. The other thing, it has Bluetooth, and there's an app for your phone, which I can't show you right now because I'm using the phone to record this. But if I decide I don't want this display, I can take it off and put my phone there, and basically just use the app from the phone. It'll work without the display, which is kind of cool. Or you can do both. But basically, that clamps to the frame, and then the telephone wire comes down and down onto the floor there. Obviously I got to wind it up and plug everything in. That'll be this side here, which I'm about to get to, but I still can't get over how small it is. We're not gonna need the thermal diode for now, only because I'm not cracking the motor open right now. So we're gonna do this mod here and then install it on the bike. There, I ended up using these wires because I had the little loops through the screw holes. That way I don't have to wrap the wire around and mess with the frame. Those are nice and neat. The wire is actually fiberglass wound, which is overkill. It's just basically sense wires. I basically soldered to the mask, so if I wanted to clean that off and put it back on this, I could, which is the way it's designed. And a little bit of rubber caulking just to give the wire a little bit of support. I don't want to rip the mask off the board, but it's basically set up. This one says load, this says out, and this is battery, and this is in. So they're basically the same way. We're going to wrap it in shrink wrap after I put the two leads on it, and then that's pretty much not waterproof, but it's lighter. It's way lighter than that. It's really light. Didn't take much to get this out. The bolts go right through the PCB. So once you remove the bolts and remove the side screws, it just slips right off. I can easily use this with this if I wanted. or just put this back on and keep it for later. So that's ready to go. So, okay, so basically this is just going to be a wrapped up tube with the negative lead going into it and out to the Muret down there. What we're going to do is put a piece of foam on the back. These nuts are already tightened up, so we can put the board against the foam like that. Tuck the wires in, and then we'll just take our wrap and work this over the whole thing, hopefully. I'll basically hold it together. Oh, well, we're going to want this to come out. I guess this is probably the nearest exit. I'll say the top, but it'll be better. Well, the bottom's fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so we'll wrap it. I didn't say this was going to be easy. It never is. Getting it over the bolts was a bit of a pain. There we go. We got that wire hanging out that plugs into the module. This one goes to the ground on the bike. And all we have to do is hit this with some heat. And that'll hold it together and it won't short because of the foams in between the shunt and the board, which is pretty much coated anyway. To dig out the hair dryer for that. Warning if you have headphones. It needs something a little bit stronger than the hair dryer. Nice if I had a paint stripper. And guess what I got? It stinks a little bit though. Oh, that's better. Gotta make sure I don't melt it. Perfection. Well, there's your basic setup. I didn't go overboard on the wiring only because I know I'm going to be pulling this apart again to epoxy it and waterproof it. The shunt can stay there. I can unplug it from there and there and there and just remove it from there to epoxy it. Same with the display. It's removable, so all the wires all nice and neat. That's the beauty of these straps. Instead of using twist ties, they can see they really stand out. But at least the shunt doesn't have to be removed. It can stay there. What else did I do? I basically wired it up through the wiring harness so it gets the full 72 volts. right before the regulator. It's actually fused as well, so but you've already gone down the road with that. And if we plug it in, it doesn't draw that many MA, so you can pretty much just hook it right up and not worry about it destroying your connectors. You get a little bit of a pop, but not enough to damage anything. So you can see it's working pretty good. Turn it on. Give it a spin up. Do this with one hand, which will not be easy. How am I going to do this? You'll be able to lift it at the same time. Yeah, it's not going to work. Okay, installation is finished. Got it propped up so we can do a quick test with it. Hopefully this time it turns out. It gives you an idea what the amps are definitely working. Oh, I'm going to see I turned it on. Hello? Whoa! Oh, that didn't work so well. But as you can see, it is working. Kind of blown away by the simplicity of it. It's nice that they stuck with the same type of voltmeter. They just improved it. The only thing I'm going to probably end up doing is potting that one, and I'm going to wrap this one with carbon fiber wrap to match the bike. And I'll leave the edges gray. But this setup here, at least I can take this off, put my phone there if I want, and I can run my phone with the app with the same module. As you can see, it's blinking there. Like I said, if you want to know more about this voltmeter, you can check out the link in the description for my other channel. Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to work pretty good. Later, guys.